In this 5 leaks from the Borderlands video, I will talk about non-combat social encounters. The game mastering rules on page 53 allow you to create your own scenarios. I found that the opportunities to use the skills and proficiencies in 5 leaks from the Borderlands are few and far between. So I created this sample scenario where you fight using not your weapons but your skills. I call this scenario Failure under Invidia. If you watched the last episode, our warband was defeated by an army of rats and ratmen. After that encounter, the snake hunters want to warn the king of Invidia and the council about this horrible menace under them. So the warband rushes into the king's court and encounter the king's guard. I used the meeting engagement rules for this, where the terrain is the actual court and the enemies are the guards that want to stop the warband from talking to the king. I have chosen the robber baron patrol as the enemy stats, as they represent the guard that is paid by the nobles of the court. There are 8 guards and a sergeant in total. But what are the mechanics for a social encounter like this? You can play it in many ways, but today we will use the speech and wits skills. The difficulty will be 8+ on 2d6 for each side. When a hero convinces an enemy soldier, the enemy soldier makes way and the enemy counts as defeated. When an enemy convinces a hero, the hero retreats his full movement to the back of the court. Enemies with range attacks can shout and intimidate heroes by shooting arrows at the floor. Let's begin. This is a social encounter I created for this scenario. This is the king's court. The king's throne is here, but the king is not in the court. The guards will be my enemies, and this is a sergeant with crossbow, who will try to intimidate the heroes to leave. This will be a meeting engagement, and I place 4 treasure chests that the warband can interact with to get some loot. Let's begin with the hero's initiative roll. I got 2 1s and a 2. I paid a story point for Titus to be in this battle. If not, he would have missed the adventure. Titus will go first, then Crow, and then Running. Titus and Running are human, so they have the speech ability. They all dash. Now it's the enemy's turn and they all move forward. The guards move only 4 inches and cannot reach the heroes. The objective of this scenario is to eliminate all enemies. These are robber patrols and they have 2 crossbows. I will say that the sergeant and the guard with the banner have crossbows. A crossbow in this encounter means that they can shout orders and intimidate the warband by shooting at their feet. The leader moves to cover. The rest of the heroes dash. On the second round of combat, we throw initiative again. I get 2 1s and a 2. Running, Titus and Crow will move in the quick phase. Titus moves in contact with a soldier to convince him that there is a ratman army below them and they need to help clear the delve. Titus gets an 11 and convinces the guard, who makes way and is defeated. Running will do the same with a +1 on speech. Crow has wits instead of speech, and he can try to cheat his way to the king, but fails. On the second exchange, the soldier will shout to Crow to leave on an 8+ on 2d6. The soldier convinces him, but I will not kill the heroes, instead the heroes will move back their full movement. Now it's the enemy's turn. The banner guy will try to intimidate Ronin with an 8 or more and fails. The sergeant is too far to do anything. The dwarf tries to convince the guard but fails. And the soldiers convince the dwarf to fall back. Juvie tries to convince the guard but fails, and the soldier convinces Juvie to fall back. Tortor cannot reach anyone. On the third round, only running goes in the quick phase. Running sees that the heroes are failing, so tries to cast Premonition spell but fails. I just remembered that in the tracking phase, for each enemy defeated, I roll a d6, and on a roll of 1 or 2, some enemies leave. And 2 of them are intimidated by the warband and leave the table. On the enemy's turn, this guard convinces Tortor to leave. Running stays put and convinces the other guard, and the guard is defeated. This guard faces Titus but cannot convince him, and is defeated by Titus. Titus also convinces another guard to leave. The sergeant is really nervous, but cannot reach another cover and stays put. Titus interacts with this chest. "17. He finds a weapon. A 44 improved bastard sword. On a d6, a balance improved bastard sword. The rest of the heroes move. Let's see if the sergeant leaves. And no, he stays. Because the sergeant did not leave, the heroes have time to explore the chest. Initiative, all bad dice. So the sergeant goes first and shoots at Crow, but fails. Now it's the hero's turn. Tortor opens his chest. Something valuable, a toolbox with 2 gold marks. Crow moves but cannot open the chest. The rest of the gang dash. Fourth turn, initiative, Running and Titus go first. Titus dashes to the sergeant. Running cannot reach this chest, so he tries to cast Premonition and succeeds. I'll place this token to remember. Now it's the enemy's turn. The sergeant wants Titus to leave. He shouts and fails. Crow opens the chest. 12. Something valuable. 16. A bag with 2 coins. The rest of the gang dash. Next turn, initiative. We roll twice for each hero because of the premonition spell. Titus will go first. He rolls and convinces the sergeant. Titus of Grandosha, you're risking your fragile stay in Invidia with this reckless event. Brint, make way! Do not force me to use my sword. You've seen it before. I am no longer Brint. I am the voice of the council. I will accept your message, however fantastic it may sound. But you must leave. Guards! I see. Those rats down there can and will destroy Invidia. You have been warned. If you find any mistakes, please let me know so I can pin it and fix it on the next playthrough. We also have a Patreon, so you can help us build more videos like this. The link is on the description below. Subscribe to see more 5 leaks from the Borderlands videos.